ICP holders, welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel. First and foremost, just want to say thank you to the internet computer holders, for showing tremendous amount of support on these daily updates. You guys know, continue supporting, and I will continue to bring out these updates for you guys that you enjoy. So if you're looking across the board, as we are starting off Sunday, November 9th, you can see across the board, we're seeing a little bit of a retracement. Speaking about retracement, if you did see Saturday as well, overall Saturday was a red day for the market. But if you kind of go back to, what I discussed with you guys in the yesterday's update, we were talking about how, yes, Bitcoin at dominance has seen quite a sharp pullback, which was, obviously the leading indicator, in my opinion, that was causing so much green across the board. But we have seen the dominance picking up once again, and Bitcoin is sitting below $102,000 right now. So again, those are things that we wanted to kind of keep in mind. And today, Internet Computer is reacting to that, down about 13.7% on the 24-hour time frame. But before we get into any further, I want you guys to zoom out and take a look at Internet Computer's performance over the last 1 week, up 112%. And of course, on the monthly time frame, still one of the few coins that is up right now, as you can see for yourself. But before we get into any further, as always, just a quick disclaimer: anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So, as of recording this update, the price of Internet Computer $7.44, down 9% on the USD side, also down 9% on the Bitcoin side of things. The valuation $4.2 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume at about 1.25 billion. But again, I want you guys to take a look at the dominance. You can see for yourself. Obviously, on November 7th, let me just kind of take you guys back down to, November 7th. You can see for yourself, we were sitting at about 60.5% for the dominance. You saw a sharp pullback, and that was the major catalyst on Friday, behind, the massive push that we did see towards the upside for the entire market. Internet Computer, of course, has been performing really strong, regardless of the dominance, being up or not. But again, this is something we still want to analyze and take a look. And I do believe right now we are seeing Internet Computer reacting to this. You can see for yourself, we came down to the 59.65% on November 8th, but you are starting to see the dominance picking up traction right now. The reason why this is happening is because you could see for yourself, Bitcoin has seen a little bit of a minor pullback. Let me show you guys Bitcoin's price, obviously on the hourly time frame. So again, Bitcoin was on the 7th of November sitting at about $104,000, but since then you can see, we have seen a little bit of a downwards trajectory forming. Again, we're still maintaining our price above the six-figure price point. As you can see for yourself, we're still remaining within the 38.2 fib zone. But with that being said, as I've told you guys before in the updates, you're still seeing the price of Bitcoin showing weakness, believe it or not. And there still could be a chance of Bitcoin dropping below the 38.2, which could cause the dominance to show more strength. So with that said, let's take a look at what's happening with the price of Internet Computer. So again, I think the CoinGecko numbers are a little behind on, the, 8.9% down. I think it's down a little bit more than that. But, let's first and foremost take a look at where the price of Internet Computer is holding. So you can see for yourself, $7.39. I want you guys to kind of zoom out. There is, significant amount of support built up around that key range where we are currently being supported. You can see for yourself, that's exactly where the price is currently sitting at. But before anyone comes out and says, well, Internet Computer is going down, this and that, I want you guys to zoom out first and foremost and take a look at where the price was on November 1st, and that was at $2.83. We saw this thing go up 245%, one of the best coin performance for the month of November so far. And since then, we're seeing a retracement of about, you could say, 24.2%. So after a 245% move, 24 to 25% retracement is more than normal. And that's something a lot of people don't like realizing, but that is a reality. But I want you guys to kind of zoom, let's actually zoom in a little bit closer and really see what is happening with Internet Computer right now. So let me just pull out the Internet Computer chart. I don't know why it just disappeared on us. Hourly time frame, there we are. So you can see for yourself, we're still seeing this upwards trend in play. But going back to what I said, anyone that was buying around this key range and saw this massive rally in just a matter of a week, let's say you don't want your profit to be gone, and you want to still end up locking your profits, but at the same time you still don't want to miss out on the upwards potential trajectory. So then, as I've stated to you guys before, make sure you have some buy orders placed. I'm sorry, stop losses placed in, so you are, No, so your positions are pretty much safe in terms of your profit side of things. But you could see for yourself, we have seen a significant pullback. But I want you guys to focus very closely as what's really going on. So you could see for yourself, we retested this major key resistance. And again, I've highlighted to you guys before that this line is not just a line that I drew on the chart because I'm bored. This is a very key resistance, and it has shown this time around two different times how important it really is. You could see we retested it yesterday at $9.80. We saw a rejection, and of course, the market overall saw a weakness as well, which of course, believe it or not, is playing a little bit of a role on the ICP side of things as well. Yes, you could make it statement that internet computer has been running and it has been pretty much not been dependent on the broader market, which is true. But over the weekend, we need to keep in mind we do tend to see more manipulation. And on that note, a lot of people have already forgotten. Yes, internet computer has been performing really good, but there are some people that have been sitting on major amounts of profits right now that did get in around this key range. They understand the market conditions and they just don't want to take the risk. That's something also you want to keep in mind. But also what you want to realize is two different retest at the $9.77 key resistance. So time and time out, I've been telling you guys the importance of that key range. You can see, we saw after retesting that key resistance, we did see a retracement of about, you could see for yourself, around 16.2%. Retested it, but this time around, we did see quite a sharp pullback, and that is due to the dominance also picking up. I think that is playing a huge role. And of course, Bitcoin sitting below $102,000, something you don't really want to be forgetting. But again, this is why we focus on Bitcoin price on a day-to-day basis. Again, now we are being supported by the support that we obviously retested on November 7th. And this again, if we were to zoom out on the daily time frame, you will see this playing as a support. As you can see, it was a resistance as we were heading towards the upside. On November 6th, we retested it, saw a rejection, as you can see for yourself, and we did push back up to that key range because we did see a huge spike in the volume. So now the question right here is, what happens if the price of internet computer does not hold around here? Could we potentially come down to the $6.59? Let's put that into perspective. That would be a move of about, you could say, another 9.6%. Let's just zoom out on the daily time frame and really understand where that puts us at. That puts us at significant amount of support. As you can see for yourself, there is a lot of support around that key range, which I still do believe could end up being retested if we don't hold around these key levels. But again, internet computer, what a lot of people are probably going to be talking about is why we're not continuing to push. Nothing is going to go up straight forever. There are going to be retracements, there are going to be pullbacks, and in my opinion, this is a very healthy pullback for internet computer. Obviously, if you got in early around here and you don't want to risk the fact that your profit could be gone, then again, you want to lock your profits off of the table. Simple as that. Obviously, if you're in for the long haul, then patience is your number one key to follow. Simple as that. But again, right now we need to keep in mind this resistance that we got rejected two different times. This is not a small resistance by any means. Two different times we've seen this rejection. Again, like I said, don't be surprised at that key range, but we want to see the price continuing to push back up to this key range. Maybe we do see that, as we do go into Monday, because of course, CME futures are not going to be closed, and we might see a little bit more volume. Speaking about volume, we're still sitting at quite an impressive volume for internet computer, but again, breaking above this key resistance, I think could really start some excitement on the internet computer side of things. But again, in my opinion, healthy correction right now, considering what the market conditions. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys personally think, and where do you see the price of internet computer going. Obviously, we're holding around some significant key support line, but I do want you guys to be aware that the $6.67 key resistance, I'm sorry, key support could still be retested if we don't hold around these key levels. But that would require, in my opinion, for the price of Bitcoin to see a little bit more push towards the downside. Even if the price of Bitcoin were to go down to 100K key range, I do personally believe maybe we do see this retest happening for internet computer, especially after we do keep into consideration that this was quite a large move for internet computer. So again, one step at a time. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys personally think. Thank you so much for all your support. Let me know what you guys are doing right now. What are your overall projections, and where do you see the price of internet computer closing the month of November at? Let me know in the comments. We'll see you later in Crypto ZX, and peace out.